Morning, friends. I'm hanging out this morning on the Duck River Reservoir, one of my favorite places. Good fishing, plus it's close to the house. That's one of the biggest pluses, close to the house. Just doing some relaxing type fishing. No tournament today to worry about, no measuring fish, nothing like that. Just enjoying some old school fishing. I'm gonna fish some ledges and some points and drag a Ned rig, hop a Ned rig, maybe a drop shot, maybe a little small Texas rig worm, and I mean small. I'm just looking for some bites, just to enjoy the day and spend some time. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. I hope you guys will hang out and enjoy it. Maybe we're gonna put some fish in the boat. I know we're under a full moon and I really ought to be brim fishing, but hey, I gotta try for some bass. I may come back next week or in a day or two and do some brim fishing, but right now I'm still bass fishing. Just gonna do some finesse bass fishing. Hang out with me. Let's see what we can get in the boat. There's some fish. Alright guys, my first couple spots didn't produce not a single bite. A third spot got me hooked up. Oh no, he come off. Oh my God, I let him loose. Oh, that was a really good fish. And this is the bait. Man. Boy, that hurts. First bite of really good bite of the morning. Only bite of the morning. Alright, let me show you what I got. I went from a Ned rig, little bitty bait. Now I'm still finessing. I've got a 1/16 ounce weight. I want this bait to fall really slow. And it's called a flip-flop. It's got two little legs. Looks like little frog legs on the end. These things stand up and wave. I cannot believe, man, that felt solid. I can't believe that fish came off. It was so solid on my line. But the only thing to do is put it back out there and go again. But now my first area, I was on the edge of a flat, drops off into deep water. I always like to check the edges of those flats, and really nothing going on. I might have had a tick, which could have been a brim, but other than that, it could have just as easily been a stump. But where I think I'm at now is I'm on a shallow point, and I know there are brim beds here, and I know that the bass should be around the brim beds. That one was most definitely full grown. I hope my back camera was running. If it is, you've already probably seen it, because I will put the back shot first. He was digging. Anyway, only thing to do is get that bait back to water and see if he's got a friend. Now I have a clue of where to look. Outside of the brim beds, shallow points. Now I know this is a really good, I've actually filmed bluegill and crappie swimming on this point with bass mixed in with my underwater GoPro. And so I know they come in this area. I know they bed in this area. So hopefully, if that one had a friend, and we'll get one. If not, we'll go look for some different points just like this. And we'll see if we can get one in the boat. Boy, that one hurt my feelings right there. Anyway, fingers crossed. I got this one, I hope, in the net. Alright, my friends, we have found a bait the little fellers will eat. And boy, evidence in his mouth. Look at that little gut on that fish. He's gorging himself. There we go. That's a lot better than the first one that came off by itself. What a gorgeous little fish. Caught on the flip-flop. See, buddy? Alright, now this flip-flop is pretty unique little old bait. When it gets down on the bottom, it's gonna raise it up. It's got the little frog looking legs, little paddle tails. It's just different. I like different stuff. Any of you guys local want to try them out, you can hit me up. Come by the shop. I got them on the wall, and got different colors. I'm not sure what all we got right now. I'm not sure what this color is. Let me grab them out right quick, because I know I'm gonna need another one in a minute anyway. I'll go ahead and tell you what the color is. Bama Craw is the color I'm using today, or for right now. May swap up later, but if it's working, don't change it. So I'm gonna not change it right now. Put this bad boy back out there and see if that one's got a friend. I'm still heartbroken over the first one that I lost, because I know that was 4 or 5 pounds at least, if not more. But can't get them all in the boat. That's why it's fishing. We don't come out here catching, we just come out here fishing. Man, and I knew that was a bite. He didn't play around. I felt that. It was solid. It wasn't one of those mushy things that swam off. It was a bite. And that's what you like. Springtime, when they knock the fire out of it and you know you got a bite, that's a lot of fun. Alright, we're going, oh, I got it on a limb. Well, I almost set you get gun shy when you start getting bites. You start setting hook on everything. That was a limb, and when I pulled on it, it gave a little bit, but that wasn't a fish. But they're around these little old bushes, they're around these brim beds, and you just got to get it across the nose of the right one, and then you're gonna get bit. That's just all it is to it. When they're around these brim beds, they're there for a reason, and that's to eat. And that's what I'm doing. I'm staying close to them. All right, hang out. I'll be back. Alright guys, we got another good one on. If I can get him to the boat. Oh my goodness. Got him. Little flip-flop comes through. Could that have been the one I lost earlier? Don't know. But we'll take him too. Came right out. Look at that. Fine, fine fish. Let's get her back and go get us another one. go. Big girls are chewing today. Oh, easy, girl, easy, easy. Oh, come back up here to my net. Come back up here. Oh, she's digging. She's digging. Got her. I thought she was gonna whoop me. Thought she was gonna whoop me. 10-pound test fluoro. Finessing them. Oh my goodness. I knew you was about to tear my thumb up. Oh, 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 oh. Alright, now, behave. Now we'll get that hook out of your face. There we go. Another big girl. She's about to go again. How about that? The old flip-flop worm with the twin tails. Let's put her back. Picture. Click. Back in the water. Easy, girl. Yeah. Now I'm wet. That's okay. Good to get wet when a fish splashes you. Sometimes you just pick the right bait, the right area to start with, and sometimes you really got to work for it. I started out with the Ned rig thinking it was going to be way tougher because of the full moon, but these bass seem to be 10 to 15 feet deep out off these points. And now this point is different than that other fish that I caught. This point is a long sweeping point, but as I was coming around it, you could see fish, and as you get too shallow, the fish faded out. You got too deep, the fish faded out. 10, 15 feet, a lot of fish. So I let my boat slow down and gently put my anchor out, facing in the wind. I kind of like it when the wind's out of the east today. That sets me up the way I like to fish on this lake, on a lot of these places. So it's kind of a perfect setup for me. The east wind points me where I can fish where I want to. That's something you've always got to be aware of as you're setting up on a point or on a bank. Is the wind going to put you where you need to be to make the right cast? So far, the wind is cooperating this morning. Anyway, I'm going to have to retie. That's about 3 fish without retying. I don't trust not retying after all that. So hang around. I'm going to make 1 or 2 casts on these places. I'm moving on until I find another place that I think is similar. And I'm setting up and I'm fishing again. And I'm going to try to cover a lot of different places today. Don't know how long today I'm going to get to stay. But I'm going to try to cover a lot of water while I'm here. So hang out with me. Let's see if this pattern hangs true so far. 10 to 15 feet deep. The Bama Crawl color worm, the flip-flop with the tails, and I'm still fishing my little 1/16 ounce Texas rig weight and letting it fall really slow. That lets it come down. If they're suspended, they're going to see that bait come down. They're going to get a good look at it. Sometimes it's not making it to the bottom. Anyway, hang out. I will be back shortly. Bite, boys.
There's one.
Haha. Oh, cut it out. Not quite what we're after. He'll be bigger next year. Alright guys, I've made a move from my last fish point. Got a little twist in my line from all this worm action. But I had to bypass another really good point. It actually had fish on it when I crossed over, but the wind was gonna just put me all up in the bank. It was not gonna allow me to fish. So I moved on to the second spot. Maybe if the wind changes later today, I can come back and hit a, just because an area has fish, if you can't set your boat up to where you can properly fish it, and you're just kind of wasting your time, or you're gonna hook fish, and I've done this so many times, out of position, trying to throw back to my side or behind me or somewhere, and not being in the right position is a horrible, you get a horrible hook set. And if you don't get a good hook set, you're gonna, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose your fish. Unless he grabs a crankbait or something, he's got a lot of hooks. But when you're worm fishing or jig fishing, you need to be in the right position every cast as much as you possibly can, because if you don't, you're going to end up hooking a fish, losing him, and then he's not going to bite the rest of the day. Oh, I got me a stick. But that's one of the key things to catching fish. And so many times I get caught up in what I'm doing and forget about it, or I'll see a log, it'll be to my right or my left, and I'll sling over there to it as the wind's drifting me by, and that's when I get a bite and I'm out of position, and that's where I will lose. I'll lose a lot of fish, you know. And it takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of willpower, and you just got to keep focused. If you're going to land more fish, you really have to work at it, and your casting needs to be on point, and your boat position, you know, you can be the best caster in the world, but if you're making casts in odd places that will not allow you to set the hook properly, you're going to lose some fish. And you certainly, if you're like me and you fish a few kayak tournaments, or you fish a few tournaments in your bass boat or john boat, you certainly don't want to lose that bite that you got, because that one bite could mean a check or go home empty-handed. And or if you're fishing for supper, you may go home hungry. Either way, you want to up your percentages. So line your boat up to where you can make the best cast every single time. Your hookups are going to go through the roof. They're going to be so much better than they were before. It'll just be amazing to you. For you guys that bass fish, and you fish every single weekend, 2 or 3 times a week, you understand this without even being told. But for somebody learning, and I like the fact that my videos watched by my peers, guys that I fish against, new people that don't even fish, but lining everything up properly the first time. Sometimes that first cast is where you get your only bite on a certain area, and if you miss that fish, the rest of the school may spook, or he may have been a loner, or whatever the case may be. It's just so much better when everything lines up. It's like the stars all lining up. Everything lines up perfect. Your hook set's better. Your catch ratio is going to go up, and you're going to go home at the end of the day much happier than if you've lost a bunch of fish and have to tell that same old tale that I tell a lot. Man, I lost a big one. I hate saying that, but it's true. We all lose them. they come off. But this is one way, setting up properly is one way to not lose so many of those big ones. Anyway, I'm gonna work this spot for just a few minutes, and I'm just running spots that have fish and they look like they should possibly have a brim bed on them, close to them, and I'm moving on to the next one. I'm gonna cover a lot of spots and get off the water maybe before it gets blistering hot, or who knows, maybe out here all day. Can't never tell about me. But anyway, it's a lot of fun so far because I've been getting bites and catching fish. So let's go put some more in the boat. Get in here, Junior. Always gotta wet me. They always gotta wet me. In the boat. There we go. Oh, cut it out, cut it out. How about that? Flip flop, bass. He hit that thing like a little train too. He hit it and was going. Pretty cool, pretty cool. New spot. My marker spot that I dropped out didn't pay off. The next little point over did though. They were in the area. I think I marked on the depth finder probably some crappie on a brush pile. They didn't bite my worm, so that's how it goes. We're gonna put her back in here again. I was just about to give up on this little area and head back down the lake and fish some different kind of water. Then I got a bite. So we got to make a few more casts. He splattered water all over me. Water's cold compared to this outside here. Just don't know. Maybe there's a school in here. No, there's some brush. I'm all in some brush and grass. That's good. Could be a big one laying up in there. That little fella there, he hit and was running. It wasn't swimming off slow. Watch your line. He hit and you knew he hit. I'm gonna put about one more right here. Wind's trying to drift me before I head down the lake. Just always get a bite. I gotta make some more casts because it could be several. I mean, I'm all in some brush. There's gotta be fish around all this brush. It feels so good when you're ticking in that brush when you're worm fishing. It just feels like, hey, that next little instant's gonna be a bite. Alright guys, we got us a drop shot fish on that I hadn't seen yet, but he's mean. He is mean. Yeah. I'd like a look at him. Fish to come up and jump. Probably hurt my feelings. Oh, under the boat. Oh, wait. Oh, baby. Oh, come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Yeah. Well, he hadn't jumped yet. Now I have to be careful. I got him on 6 pound test. I just like to see. Come on up where we can see you. Probably gonna be a big spot. Oh yeah, he's full grown. Let's see if I can get him over here. He does not want to come to this boat. Oh, in the net. That's how you do it. Whew. I had just adjusted my drag. Man, if I hadn't adjusted that drag, I'd have never got that fish. Guys, this is a big one. You talking about a big spot, tiny little hook. I don't have my scales with me, guys. Check that out. That's a monster. That is a freaking monster spot. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, get him up here. Picture. See you, girl. That's easily a 5-pound spot. That was tough. First fish on the drop shot today. I've had a couple of bites I think were a brim maybe. That's a lot of fish on a little hook. I mean a little hook. And this is a cream 4-inch. It's called a 4-inch. It's a Scoundrel. And it's basically a drop shot worm made by Cream. Like some of the other baits I use. If you guys want one, I got them in the shop. You can order them online from Cream Lure Company online. You can come by and see me here in Hanceville. I'll hook you up. I gotta check my... That fish had that hook in the corner of his mouth. It never touched this line. Never touched it. That is amazing. I'm so glad that he didn't bust that off. That's my second big fish I've had on today. The first one came off on the Texas rig, which he didn't break me off. He just pulled off. 2 big fish coming off in the same day. That's hard to handle. So I'm glad that one got in the boat. Wow, what a fight that was. Just had set my drag to where it wasn't too loose, it wasn't too tight. He was stripping it at will, seemed that for a little while. And man, that was something else. But that was a big spot. Every bit of 5 pounds, and a lot of times my friends say I under guessed my fish, but I'd rather do that than everybody call me a liar. But that one was solid. A very solid 5-pounder, if not more. And I think I hung up my little drop shot. Whew. Wow. It is 2 o'clock in the evening, hottest part of the day. A lot of people will not fish during this part of the day because they won't bite, it's too hot. I hate to tell them, they're missing out on some of the best fishing there is. You have to be safe out. You have to wear your sunscreen. I got sunscreen all over me. Got my sun shirt on, sunglasses, drinking plenty of water. Because you can, and last summer I myself probably dehydrated. There's another bite. There he is. I got another one while we're talking. I dehydrated twice last year. So God, that's another good fish. Not as big, but he's still solid. I have got her on a school of spots, I think. Wow. Look at him, he's tugging me around. Tugging. God almighty. They do not like my boat. If I can get him up here, I'm gonna go ahead and net him pretty quick if I can. Oh, he don't want to. Got him in the net. While we're talking. Ain't life grand. Oh, cut it out, buddy, cut it out. I'm gonna get you back. He is done. Thrown. Look at that. Not as big as the other one. That one's not a spot. That's a largemouth. I'm on some fish. Right here, about to go home. Let's put her back. See ya. Wow, hook fell out. Have to untangle that. I was almost ready to leave too. I might have to hang out just a little bit more. I see my worm floating over here. I can get her back. All right, guys. I'm gonna regroup, retie, fetch my worm, make another cast. I'll see if anything else cool happens. Hang out. I'll be back. All right, my friends. I think I'm gonna wind this day up. I just had a boat run right through my fishing hole where I was fishing, so I'm just gonna probably end the day on that note, even though, man, up until that, this has been a blast, and I set out to relax and finesse fish with a worm, with a drop shot, and just enjoy myself. And mission accomplished, man. It's been a blast. Got a lot of bites off camera. I didn't show the little ones off camera. Still a pretty cool day. Water is getting on up there now. It's 84, almost 85 degrees. That's still not terrible as far as a bass goes, but it's getting pretty hot. Pretty soon we'll find most of them deep. Today they were fairly deep, not as deep as they will be in about 2 weeks. So with that said, you can still find some bass shallow. There's some still shallow in the mornings. There's some still they're shallow at night feeding. The daytime, what I found today, around 10 feet, 10, 12 feet was the norm. Out here on this last ledge that I hit, probably 7 or 8 feet, because it comes up shallow on that flat. 7 or 8 feet was probably where those were, and that was at 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the middle of the day. So that water's still pretty comfortable to them to be up there feeding in the middle of the day. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna make one more stop. If I catch one, I'll show it to you. If not, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for my new subscribers. I've had several over the last couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Appreciate you guys being here, and appreciate you long-term guys and girls that have been with me through the duration. The channel is growing, and I'm very proud of it. And hey, I can't wait to put out more content and go different places and bring it all to you. Keep watching. Any suggestions, put them in the comments. Another kind of fish you'd like, I'm going to do some brim fishing, probably going to do some catfishing. Anything else, you got some suggestions, put them in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions. Anyway, I am out of here. It's hot. I think it's time to go eat lunch, or by the time I get all this rig packed up, it'll be supper. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Got one more hooked up, guys. Had to make that last cast. Oh, get up here. Get up here. Got him.